From the great state of Texas, you are now listening to Skip the Noise podcast, a Rounded Edge media production. Thank you so much for joining us. And by us, of course, I'm referring to Rick, a.k.a. the Brown Python Ben, a.k.a. Mexican Nostradamus, and myself, Benjamin Benji James, here for another fantastic episode. Shout out to Mike Tacklebox for the music. Well, we got to start off the show with a pretty negative, sour note. Unfortunately, a tragedy occurred this past weekend right here in our hometown of Houston, Texas. The Travis Scott 3-day festival was going to be 3 days that he names Astroworld, aptly named after the now defunct or closed down theme park that many of us Houstonians grew up on. There is a lot to talk about this particular situation. First of all, if you obviously, I think everybody that listens to this show has probably heard, but 8 people unfortunately died on which was this, correct me if I'm wrong, was it day 2 of the fest?
Day one. Friday.
Okay, so it's day 1.
Friday night.
Friday. That's right. I'm sorry. It was Friday night going into Saturday. So yeah, 8 people died. 300 people got injured though. So there's 50,000 people crammed into NRG Park, which is part of the big complex that houses the I was about to say Reliance Stadium, changes names every 2 fucking years. NRG Stadium, where the Texans play. Also the Astrodome, our beloved Astrodome, sits there and just sort of collects dust, but still there for now. Yeah. Still there for now as a monument, but that's a whole nother thing. So what occurred here was there's all kinds of blame being placed. Lawsuits have been filed. Was it how much responsibility does Travis Scott himself play? Is it the promotional? Was it Live Nation? I believe is the entity, and so all kinds of fingers pointed. But that being said, all the love and support to these families that lost very young, mind you. One of them from right out here where I live currently in Cyprus, which actually she apparently went to the dance place that my daughter goes to. So that was kind of a bummer. And then I know there was a kid from Laredo. As well. So just unbelievable tragedy. But basically what happened was there was just way too many fucking people crammed to this thing, and people started getting trampled, passing out, suffocating. And there's so much videos of, just because that's the day we live in now, everybody's got a phone, everybody's recording. So they're posting to TikTok. There's, like I said, there is 360 degrees. We're going to get to a lot of stuff, but like I said, first and foremost, all the love in the world and support that these families are going to need right now is unbelievable. But let's start with so I want to get you, we haven't really talked about it other than the text thread this morning, but so the blame here, where do you think, let's start at the top, or at least the focal point. Where do y'all think Travis Scott himself, where is he liable in this?
It's clearly his fault.
I think he has some to blame.
No, I think he's clearly at fault. He tweeted before the show, "Rush the stage." This is not his first time. He's been in trouble multiple concerts for this type of behavior. Correct. And on top of that, once shit went down, his team was notified around 30 to 45 minutes before the concert stopped. Now, there's been conflicting reports. HPD said one thing, he's saying another thing, but basically there is some I guess some agreement saying that his team knew and Clear Channel knew 45 minutes after they realized this was they call it a massive casualty event. They continued with the show. And so HPD claims the reason why they didn't shut it down was they were terrified that they were going to incite a riot. Because that's what this motherfucker does, right? If you look into his culture, he propagates something called rage, which to us we understand as moshing, right? For the individuals that grew up in my generation, we moshed, we jumped into pits, we beat the shit out of each other. But if you hit the ground, there's 2 or 3 arms picking you back up. Yeah, it was just about going to war, but we all knew in the end it was just a concert. Unfortunately, this individual, his rage type culture is against everything. Like in multiple concerts, you'll see him telling his own security guards and security working the concerts. He'll say, man, fuck them. Jump over those bitches. Fuck them motherfuckers up. Whenever you saw the ambulances come pick up people, he was giving them the finger. He's just an asshole, plain and simple. So while I know there is definitely blame on the individuals at the venue because they were there, but I believe that his culture and what he does is he propagates this frenzied rage. And unfortunately, mob mentality is dangerous. And when you don't have someone mature enough to do something, and if you look anywhere on the web right now, you'll see multiple instances where artists have had this similar situations and they've stopped their concerts. From Linkin Park, Billie Eilish, Slipknot, everyone has gone, whoa, someone's gonna fucking get killed, or hey, that guy's passed out. Stop. Give the medical attention people room to get to that person. We're not going to do anything else until that person's taken care of. And he did nothing of that sort. So I believe he is 100% to be blamed.
Yeah, I think, yes, you're right. He is to blame. And that's not to take away the blame from him. But
right.
Also Live Nation, man. If Travis Scott has this kind of history of inciting violence at his concerts and going against the security guards and the medical personnel, why is Live Nation sponsoring him and throwing these concerts, knowing full well what's going to happen? They're putting themselves at a huge liability there.
They share the blame too.
They're dumbasses for even agreeing to do business with him,
especially with that number of people.
Yeah, 50,000 people is no joke.
Yeah, it's no joke. But the thing is that the park itself can hold up to 200,000.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
What ended up happening was that they put these barriers around the stage, like in a triangle format, and 50,000 people couldn't spread out to the 200,000, arena, 200 person arena that was there, because they were all funneled into the stage. I guess it was for optics.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean,
you know it was. Oh, you're right. 100. Now that I didn't know like the exact stage configuration, but it's for optics to make it look like it's slam packed,
like it's a sea of people.
Yeah. Right.
And 50,000 people, that's no joke. But hey, I mean, when you cram them all, especially in a triangle format where the barriers extend from the stage outward in the form of a triangle, dude, those people in the front are going to get crushed.
Oh yeah. Oh, think about the tip. Think about the tip of the sword, the tip of that triangle. It's horrible. There's no way.
And then people took their kids to this thing, dude. Their kids. It's like
that's fucked up.
Like if you and I take our, if us three take our sons to go see a concert and this shit happens and he gets seriously hurt and all you try to do is have a good time.
Well, it's stupid that you took your fucking kids there, first off, especially with you. If you know anything about this asshole, you know that's what he does. He likes to fucking incite a riot at his concert. It's part of the experience I think he tries to deliver. He tries to deliver this unbridled, anarchic type musical experience.
Like
and yeah. Oh, well, no, probably closer to like, I don't know, Trump supporters. Like he's like a Trump rally. And, and so basically, he's sitting up there trying to like incite riots, and then have people take over the Capitol. Very similar to January 6th. But in the end, you have this megalomaniac. What? Wait, am I talking about Travis Scott or Trump now? Anyways, you have this megalomaniac with no regard for safety, care in the world, just about his own. Really now I'm confused if I'm talking about Trump or Travis Scott, but no concern for safety, no concern for rules, no concern for nothing. And he fucking incites them. And then he sends a tweet out, rush the stage. If he's not somehow found criminally liable, there's something wrong here. Right. That's insightful. So that's, First Amendment covers everything except for what? Language that can be used for damage or for murderous speech. And that's what he did with that tweet. If he's not found, if you're going to take away fucking Dave Chappelle for talking some bullshit or, half these other motherfuckers, this guy needs to be on top of the list. He literally directly said things that led to people dying.
Yeah, but he fucked Kylie Jenner, so he gets a pass on everything.
Right.
Just so you know.
Yeah, I know.
He's in the club.
He's going to be in the jury and they're going to be like, he had this speech and the defense can be like, look, guys, he fucked Kylie Jenner.
Dude, I hate to break it to you, but the guys that fuck those chicks have a bad track record. I mean, look at what's his name? What's her name? I'm sorry. I'm not dead naming, but what's her name now? Woman of the Year, Sports Illustrated.
Oh, Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah, look at Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeezy's not looking too good. The only person that got away scot-free from the Kardashians was Ray J.
Lamar Odom. Look what happened to him.
Yeah, dude's coked up in a coma,
Man,
hanging
really,
out with strippers.
God,
Ray J dodged a bullet, bro.
Well, he got out.
Yeah, he did.
Well, but he
with that donkey piece he had, he could
for
dodge
sure,
any
man.
bullet he
No,
has,
but
man.
what I think his where he lucked out was he was in on it like before
they became famous.
So he was part of the reason she was famous, but I think he had already
got dug
for sure.
up.
But she got he dipped out before the video. Yeah, he did that too. But he dipped out before the video came out, right?
Well, I think so. He was kind of part of it. I don't think he was still with her. No. I mean, part of him is. I think part of him will always still be with her.
I'm genuinely worried for Travis Barker, man.
Right, dude. What is he gonna find?
Wait, but that's a different.
Wait, no, he's banging another.
That's her sister.
No, he's banging the one that Lamar Odom got.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, Travis Barker's.
No.
Yeah, he's banging.
Yeah.
No,
Courtney.
it's not. No, it's not. Yeah, Courtney, but
Travis
Lamar
Barker.
Odom was with the other one. Shit, I'm getting them confused.
No,
now.
dude,
Chloe.
Lamar Odom.
Chloe was with Lamar Odom was with Chloe.
Fuck, I don't fuck.
Dead serious.
Yeah.
No, I'm yeah.
Okay, well then one. Okay, well guess what? I'm still thinking the trajectory of the men here. So Travis Barker, what? Either he's going to become Travina Barker, or he's going to be laid up snorting coke at a prostitute house. But after this situation, he could end up in jail. But what I want to dip into is we know the top down part is that this motherfucker did it, right? He's fucking stupid. But what I kind of want to dip into was the immediate expulsion of conspiracy theories and concepts regarding this. I mean, we heard so many different things. Yeah, no, I'm gonna get you. I'm setting the stage. You can do this because everyone heard this. Within minutes, there were at least 5 prevailing theories about what happened here, and none of them had to really do with crowd fluid dynamics or anything. No. So please, Rick, if you'd like to start. There was this craziness that happened after this.
Okay, let me set up the stage here. So we know what happened, right? We know that 8 people died. We know that there was poor crowd control. And we know what happened at the beginning of this concert where people stormed the entrance.
Right.
Okay. Dude, wait a second. Even that has its own little thing where people were getting poked with whatever, fentanyl or something. Anyway.
Right.
Yeah. So at the end
that's
of the concert,
that's one of them. That's one of them.
Right, we'll talk about that. But at the end of the concert, there were people cops were expelling people on the stage, out of this venue. And people were running down Main Street and Fannin, like they were running for their lives, man. Like they didn't give a fuck about that they were heading on traffic. But crowds of people hoarded on Main Street and Fannin on each side of the Reliant. The train, they couldn't even get through because there were so many people on walking on the tracks trying to get to their cars, which were parked maybe like 2 miles away. And people were just in the middle of traffic running towards the med center.
That's fucking crazy.
It was ridiculous, dude. It was like cars could not get past Main Street, neither could ambulances or cops, because there was those 50,000 people spilled into the streets.
Yeah, what were they so before we get into this,
they stopped the thing. That means they stopped the concert, and literally because there were deaths in the concert, there was so much chaos, there was no order as to the exits. So wherever people could leave, they left, whether they jumped the fence, whether they left to do unauthorized exits, but they spilled into the streets. And they blocked traffic on Main Street, Fannin, and Kirby. It's crazy. It's amazing what 50,000 people look like in these streets.
When there's no control to it.
When there's no control.
Oof.
So anyway, that was the aftermath.
Right.
But you want to get into the conspiracy? That's
I think it's a phenomenon, right? It's kind of a crazy phenomenon how immediately after this event occurred, people are already saying these wild ass things. Like, I mean, I think we'll wait a little bit to talk about the needle jabbing. Right. But one of the first ones I heard, and it was fucking nuts, was the demonic thing.
Right.
Right.
Like it was, literally, he was hosting a satanic ritual.
Yes.
Yeah. It escalated very quickly. And then with all the imagery, so a lot of his, this Astroworld thing. And if you don't know, Astroworld was, and I think here's the thing. I think a lot of people don't know this, and this is why I'm bringing this up. If you're not from Houston, Astroworld was eventually was bought by Six Flags, but it was the theme park that existed in town here for since I think the late 60s is
I think it was built. It was big as conjunction with Astroworld.
The
Astrodome.
Astrodome, right? So, since the late 60s, roughly, somewhere around there.
Right.
This was a big theme park. I mean, this was a part of everybody who grew up in Houston. This was a part of their childhood. There's a lot of, we talked about on the show. And matter of fact, dude, I'm not trying to make light of this shit. I go back and check. I don't know what episode it is. I promise you. And if you're an avid Skip the Noise listener, please back me up on this. Did we not actually say something to the effect of, like, in a joking manner, mind you, was like Astroworld was kind of like a fucking portal into hell.
Oh boy.
So the reason I bring that up, all over social media, immediately after this tragedy, tons and tons of accounts are posting videos with all these theories about how, Travis Scott is, as specific as saying, like, this was all intentional and this was part of some satanic ritual. There's all these things they're pointing to, like, look at the symbolism, the behind the stage. And now, hey, they've got some shit to play with here. It's not like they're pulling this out of the fucking sky. There's burning doves, which, can be linked to biblical accounts of sacrifice and things. There's literally behind the main part of the stage is a fucking kind of a vortex, like a fucking portal. A lot of he's got slogans, welcome to the earth, something like see you on the other side. So there's a lot to work with here if you're going to make that kind of conspiracy theory. It's super creepy. And let me say one thing before I pass this along to you guys. I was actually in the area this morning. Now I live out here in the burbs when we started having kids, but so we make 3 of my kids still have their primary care physician in the city. So a couple times, 3 times a year, I got to make that a little bit of a drive to get down there just because we like the doctor, blah, blah, blah. We can't really, it's been hard for us to like part ways. I think we might probably pretty soon just because that drive's getting brutal, but nonetheless, it's right off of Fannin is where the practice is. So literally I drove right by the complex on the way. That was this morning. I had to take one of my daughters in late. So this morning was her appointment. We go down there and she wanted to listen to the radio instead of my music. I can't blame her. So I concede. We're listening to 104 and they're talking about, obviously they're talking the whole time. They're talking about this incident as I'm driving by fucking NRG Park. Not only that, when I exit the freeway, I'm actually driving by the old vacated plot of land that still has never been built on, that Astroworld was on, which is, and I gotta say, man, maybe because all this, whatever, you can kind of pack this in. There's a fucking weird vibe, dude, driving around there. It was maybe just because of the fact that it just happened or whatever, so you can say what you want, but I got to be honest, man. When I exited the freeway and I saw, knowing that the fucking, he names these festivals that he had, like these annual, because he's had a couple of them, I think. Astroworld, driving by that fucking just field of grass where this magical place used to, magical in some regards, not so magical in others, as our show pointed out so graciously. But yeah, driving by that shit, it was pretty fucking eerie, man.
Oh, yeah, especially because the stage is pretty dark now. They've darkened the stage. It's, and you only get to see the back of it. And when you're driving down Main Street, you only get to see the back part of that stage.
Right.
And it's kind of eerie to know that that's now a crime scene where 8 people died.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And it's 8 people watching a really shitty artist. That's the
and 300 people fucking.
If you like went out watching Hendrix or something or Bob Marley, okay. But fucking Travis Scott.
good random.
That's not a good way to roll out. You know what I'm saying? Fuck Nirvana.
You know,
someone that was the pinnacle of music, not this fucking D-bag.
Look, the thing,
even though he's one of our own, he's from Houston.
He's Missouri City. He's not really. I don't know.
Yeah, that's most city. Never mind.
That's pretty close. But
I think
that
is drawing straws. That's
it counts. It counts. Officially, it counts. Come on.
I guess. I don't know.
Anyway, so the thing with the satanic thing, though, I mean, it goes a little bit beyond. They were saying that Travis Scott had 8 flames, scattered around the stage.
Oh yeah, there
8 flamethrowers, and those were like 8 people that died. Ironically.
Oh, fuck off! I didn't even know. Yeah. I didn't even hear about that one.
That maybe this was somehow supernaturally planned or something. But the thing with satanic rituals and all that stuff, it goes kind of like what Lil Nas X is also doing too. Making Nikes out of blood or whatever. Yeah. I mean, maybe it's just a genre. I'm not sure. I don't listen to
Lil Nas X just likes to get attention. I mean, come on.
Exactly. I think this guy too with this satanic. It's like Madonna. Madonna used to do that shit all the time.
Oh yeah.
These are
Madonna
like
did a lot of shit. Yeah. Madonna did a lot of.
She never killed 8 people at her concerts, but she did have a lot of symbolism.
I mean, all the STDs she gave probably killed a lot more than that, bro. Well, the big thing was his stage. It was, if you looked at the way it was pulsing, it looked like a portal. And so that's what a lot of people are saying, is that was part of the satanic ritual, was that he was trying to like bring about Beelzebub or some shit like
that.
Like
he's making try sacrifice.
Dude.
That the blood sacrifice to the Beelzebub to bring up upon the earth.
Yeah. Dude, you should have brought out David Grohl, that would be bad.
I'm the devil. I love metal. Deck this riff. It's fucking tasty. Dude, that's not fucking. Anyway. I'm the devil. Dude, that's fucking greatest song ever. It seriously is. Like, if the devil was gonna rock, that's what the song you would fucking sing. But yeah. So that's what he did, right? That's what he's fucking. Yeah. He had his devil stage and all this shit. But while it's fun to dip our toes into that arena and fuck around, we all know that it's much worse than that. It's capitalism, right? It's an asshole. You have a organization.
Yeah, like capitalism.
That's the worst of all evils. It's some assholes who basically planned a festival, did not pay enough security to handle it. You have a city that poorly planned the security around that also. I mean, there were 300 Houston police officers at the concert at that point. I think 500 throughout that day. But the reality is that was clearly not enough to handle the situation. You had multiple problems earlier in the day. I don't know if you guys saw, but there's tons of videos where they crashed through the VIP barrier because he told them, through the VIP entrance, he clearly said to them, hey, fuck them. Crash break into this bitch. Come in. He was telling these people to do this.
Yeah.
He incited a lot of this problem. So if you can't even control motherfuckers getting in to the concert,
stop the concert.
Stop it. But no one did. Everyone was purely concentrated on one thing and one thing only, and that was money. And when money comes in, people forget about safety. And that's what happened here again. We have a situation where everyone totally fucking forgot about safety. And now you got 8 kids. They're fucking kids dead over shitty music. I mean, it's fucking shitty. I don't get, you know what? If you've ever listened to any of his shit, I unfortunately never really did until today and started listening to it.
I refuse to.
It's dog shit. No, I wanted to try to say, okay, maybe he's very talented. Like you see like Yeezy and like he's a total just fucking niptard. But when you listen to some of his music, you're like, fuck off. Like it's out there. It's good. There's something going on in that brain. Like he may be crazy, but the dude's talented. Whereas this kid's not. And to make matters even worse, his previous manager, I don't know if you guys know about this angle. He had a previous manager that had a seizure and he left him for dead.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so left his previous manager. So this, and this is, I got the hot scoop from the from the wifey who found this guy who's the guy on TikTok, basically gives the whole story. But Travis Scott, and this is something that also kind of details how shitty and fake he really is. His initial followings and likes were all from bots. His manager admits it. His manager is a software engineer who basically manufactured his popularity so that he could get on the charts, of course, to make money. So the reality is that he was a no talent ass clown anyways. So 8 people fucking died for this shit. So in the end, you know, that's kind of where I'm I stay situated. But moving on to the other, because there's more conspiracy theories. The other one was that these 8 people got injected with fentanyl or some type of drugs to take them out. Now, this came out very quickly.
That is extremely strange. You had 8 young people that suffered cardiac arrests at a concert.
I will.
Do you know how difficult that is?
No, that's not. So, in events of extreme stress, cardiac arrest is unfortunately a symptom and a fatality. So, in a situation where you are crushed in, what's the first thing the human body does whenever it feels trapped? Begins to panic. Panic, right? But if you cannot do anything, panic induces what? Your breathing patterns change.
Yeah,
you hyperventilate.
Okay.
With the continuance of hyperventilation and a panic attack and rigor, because you're fighting, you quickly will deplete your oxygen supply in your body, of course, and ultimately going all the way to cardiac arrest. This is not a completely abnormal situation. Remember, there are many people. There's still, I think 30, 40 people were injured. Several are still at the hospital. Those 8 died, but several other people went through that type of situation. So that's why that can be easily explained, because that is a situation. So in 2010, there was a concert, I believe it was in Canada or somewhere, and also another concert with a singer with a group called Lamb of God, very hardcore heavy metal band.
Yeah.
One of those Lamb of God guy did jail time. He went to prison.
For what?
For inciting a riot and for the deaths of involuntary manslaughter. So this is a reality. This can happen to Travis Scott, but I doubt it. But that is the result of hyperventilation, depletion of oxygen stores. Very similar to like a seizure type situation. Whenever people get like rigor seizures, they'll start depleting oxygen. It'll increase their body temperatures. Well, think about it. You have all these people slammed into you. Your body temperature increases. You hyperventilate. You expel all your oxygen too quickly. You pass out. Ultimately,
I have been in that situation though. I have been in that situation. I've gone to see Blink-182 in San Antonio in the middle of the fucking summer.
Come on, bro.
Outdoors.
Oh, bro, you gotta say you went and saw Sepultura or something. Don't say
no. It was bad. It was really bad, dude. People rushed the. I was in the front.
Tell mom it's not her fault, huh?
People rushed the gate. And,
bro,
I was like in my early 20s, dude. I had no idea what to expect in this thing.
Look, bro.
It was pretty tough.
Blink-182 fans versus these Travis Scott fans. I think I'm gonna take my chances with the Blink-182 fans.
Well, that's what nobody died.
Not her fault. Whatever.
Blink-182 was fucking shit, man. Anyway,
Blink-182 was the shit. Well, me and Ben actually we experienced crowd rush. Real crowd with that too. No, I'm just joking. Well, maybe. But we experienced real crowd rush at something called Tattoo the Earth, where we saw Slipknot, Sepultura,
Slayer, bro.
Slayer, Pussy, Head P. But no, it was pretty fucking brutal.
Wow.
And we saw a mosh pit with about, I would
Slayer,
say,
dude.
That day there was about 45 to 50,000 people there. We saw a mosh pit that was about 10,000 strong. And guess what? Nobody fucking died that day. And these are real fucking mosh pits. And you know what I'm saying? So
there was a guy.
It's a different thing.
There was a dude with a chair.
Oh, I always think of him, dude.
That was the best thing. It was like pro wrestling. He started swinging the shit like to clear space, like with one hand on it, go like spinning in a circle like a helicopter, and everybody got the fuck out of the way. And he's like, "Yeah!" This was during Slayer, I think, and he starts smacking his own head with it and shit.
That was great.
Like, oh,
that was so fucking awesome. And then remember that guy fucking just goes all in and spears him. Remember, he was just like, I'm badass. And some dude's like, get the fuck out of here. Whoop.
He spears him?
Yeah,
how does he do that?
Like full spear? Like a football tackle, like lead in your head football tackle right into his stomach. Like, so, but guess what? Dude fell down. Everyone picked him up. We moved on.
Dude,
it was just that part. Yeah, everyone did.
I went down at one point and
you went down. Dude.
Yes, dude. I had, well, I mean,
yes, you said
that was later, man. We're all messed up. So what do you expect?
Man, no, we're experimenting.
What's supposed to happen is that if you're in the front and you're getting crushed, the people are supposed to pick you up and crowd surf you to the back. That's usually the decorum that occurs at these places.
Right. And that's what normally
that didn't happen here.
Well, like I'm trying to, yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm trying to say. I've been to real fucking concerts. Scott Travis is not a real fucking concert. What happened here, whatever his fucking name is, I can say it backwards, forwards. He has too many first names.
That is true.
In the end,
that's true. He does. I just.
It's a shitty fucking guy. Ricky. It is like Ricky Bobby. It's a shitty fucking dude. He fucking pushed. He incited a riot. You know, I'm saying like everyone's cool except for that dude just fucked up. So I think in the end, you know, he definitely is to blame. But what I want to touch on though is this Narcan fentanyl bullshit where they basically said instead of these 8 people dying from, you know, basic suffocation, exhaustion, they try to blame it and say that, and I think even HBD said someone injected people with, someone injected a security guard with fentanyl and he had to be administered Narcan.
No, it was the other
right?
one. No, I thought it was.
Yeah, no, it was a security guard.
Here's where it gets weird.
Right, it was a security guard.
They were saying that the people got injected with was it Narcan?
No,
the drug that revives. Well, no, hold on. Here's why it's
the
weird.
rescue agent.
Right, that's what revives people who OD. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I heard maybe I'm getting the pass cross, but like, I was hearing that that's what they were getting, which obviously on the surface doesn't make any sense. That they were getting injected like with that, like the Narcan, as opposed to a drug that you would use Narcan to like bring something back from.
No. Okay, so the security guard, he was, of course, lethargic, I guess, or feeling woozy, or he can't come to. But it's weird that what brought him back was a Narcan. Someone just said, "Let's try Narcan. We'll see if that works," and it worked.
Right. Which shouldn't do that.
It shouldn't work, but it did. And the thing is that what an explanation is there as to what was injected in his body initially? If you know,
right?
I mean, you don't give Narcan for any reason. It's just for opioid overdose.
Yep. No, you're right, and that is honestly that's what you normally do. So, but you know what? I hate to break this to you. The asshole could have just been taking fucking fentanyl himself and just took too much because he wanted to party during the concert too. I mean, I just think that. Well, they tried. Everyone
trying to cover it up by saying, "Oh yeah, that's what happened."
I got fucking injected. Someone hit me up. But immediately that was one of the conspiracy theories. Everyone started saying, "Oh yeah, some crazy guys going in popping people with fucking injectable fentanyl." First off, who the fuck gives away their drugs? Nobody.
Right. That's
come on.
Kind of
let's
the
be
biggest.
Fucking realistic. Yeah, I mean, if you have fentanyl, you're not fucking popping people with it. You're trying to fucking go on to the other side or some shit. And the second part is the delivery mechanism would have been extremely difficult, with that, because it just doesn't make any sense. But it's funny that all these little things popped up, all these crazy conspiracy theories. And, I think my conspiracy theory about that is that this was all propagated by, what's his name? Fuck, now I can't say his name right. Travis Scott's, his people, his PR group. Once they realized that they had a serious fucking food bar here, they started coming up and propagating these stories. Anything to try to bend the light away from him, because now he's pretty fucked. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw his apology, which was fucking horrible. Stupid. He was trying to make himself cry. It was dog shit. Yeah. The latest thing,
an ugly motherfucker, man.
Right? He is an ugly motherfucker.
Ugly.
He released a statement, and then the latest thing is they've declared that everyone that attended the festival will be getting a full refund.
That's good.
So he's doing everything possible to try to heal himself in the situation, because there's literally a whole subreddit now. I think last time I checked it was like, I forgot, like something like 20,000 members that's basically saying, fuck, Travis Scott, cancel him. And so, there's a growing sentiment now that, and they're posting videos of him screaming homophobic slurs during concerts, having a guy beat the shit out because he lost his shoe when he was surfing a crowd at a concert. He basically directed everyone to beat the shit out of some guy who took the shoe. And they did.
Jesus Christ.
The guy's kind of a dick. So, I think his media team, his PR team tried to just do anything to get this to go away, or to make it look like it wasn't directly his fault.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because
sorry.
They could. No, I was just gonna say, like, that's so possible in today's world, right? Like, all you have to do is have a few TikTok accounts post some shit, and then boom, the shit explodes. So yeah, it's it's hard to determine what's actual legitimate and what's not. You know what I mean? Like, what was just planned, like all this viral shit and these conspiracy theories or whatever could all be part of his fucking team.
Exactly. I mean, think about it. How else would you try to deflect this horrible wave of social media, of attention away from yourself than doing something like that? So I really think, I think we're all searching for answers. It's sad that 8 people died, but just know that the reason why these young individuals died, it isn't because of the devil. No one's trying to raise him. It isn't because of some crazed lunatic hitting people with a syringe full of fentanyl. It's because of a young man and a megalomaniac lying to people, inciting them, and then basically walking away after he starts a fire. He just wants to see everything burn and not care about the aftermath of it. So, to me, I think that's what it ends up.
What were you going to say, Rick? Bad. I cut you off.
Oh, no. I was going to say that there were people sitting from the concert that were saying that they actually got on stage and tried to stop the concert.
Oh yeah, there's video.
And Travis Scott said, "Who told me to stop the concert? Y'all know what you came here for."
Yep.
And he kept going. Kept going, and people kept trying to tell him, like, "No, you got to stop the concert. People are dying."
Yep.
And he said, "Y'all know what you came here for." And he kept going. So anyway, he's very irresponsible, extremely irresponsible. I mean, someone, I don't know, man. It was just Kylie could have called him or something, told him to stop.
I love how you just get Kylie to ring this motherfucker in. It's very sad. It's very sad, and it's just another one of these tragedies we see with these stars. But what one thing I do want to talk about, and I think you brought this up, Rick, regarding these tragedies and stars, is Alec Baldwin, right?
It's getting weirder, man.
Okay, so kind of explain, because we kind of touched upon this. So of course, every time before we have a podcast, we have like a little 10-minute powwow where we talk shit. I usually say some horrible things to everybody, and we just kind of get warmed up. And so we're all going in this blind. Okay, so we have no idea what horrible thing Rick could possibly say regarding Alec Baldwin, who is a saint. So where is this going? Where is this going?
Here's the thing now. There's a lot of stuff now that's coming out from this investigation that it's starting to make me believe that maybe Alec Baldwin, in some weird way, is responsible and may have had some sort of intent.
Allegedly.
Okay?
Allegedly.
Okay, here's the thing. You have a guy who has a Colt 45. Okay, you have to pull the hammer back, aim, and fire. Okay. Now let's just assume that
and for everyone to I'm sorry not to intervene, but when in regards to you being a Colt 45, you mean a old school 6-shooter. So like a cowboy gun. Okay, just to kind of explain, because there's different 45s. There's Springfield 1911 stuff like that. But what he's explaining is like an old school 6-shooter.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. People keep saying that it was an accident. From the very beginning, it was an accident. It was an accident. But how do we know it was an accident? Do we know it was an accident?
Pretty sure it's an accident.
You're pretty sure, but are you sure? I mean, has it been declared an accident?
Well, yeah. No one's been charged yet.
Okay, of course not. But you see, hopefully investigators are seeing all sides of this issue and saying that they don't just think it's an accident outright. Because let's just say that the armorer and the assistant director are both telling the truth. Say, hey, I don't know how this bullet got in. Hey, I checked the gun before I gave it to him. How do we know Alec just didn't pull the 45 in there, pulled back the hammer and aimed it at this woman? Okay,
I see what you're getting at. So it
was a practice scene. There was no reason for a bullet to have been in there in the beginning.
Yeah. So hold on, before I go, don't get it confused. I still think this was an accident. However, to Rick's point,
you don't. You're fucking talking shit about the saint that is known as Alec Baldwin.
Oh my God, can I finish before you make that kind of a judgment on me? Goodness. All I'm saying is, to Rick's credit, the reason why, Ben was quick to say, yeah, it's an accident. I myself too. It's an accident. It's an accident. Alec Baldwin wouldn't do that. But if you really, I mean, obviously there's an investigation, right? That's what but you can't assume, really, can you? Because you have to look at it objectively. Just because Alec Baldwin wouldn't do that, right? He's never done that before. All signs point to Alec Baldwin wouldn't do that. That's a rational thing to probably believe, because there's nothing that would give you reason to believe that he would do that. However, you don't really know that it wasn't planned. So you still have to prove. I mean, well, you don't have to do shit. But what I mean is, there's still reason within that scenario to doubt.
I mean,
just because it's not likely. You
know? Think of all the checks all the hands that this gun passed through. Okay, armor, assistant director, Alec Baldwin, and then think about the steps that Alec Baldwin had to take to shoot this woman. All right, in practice. Okay, so he knew the cameras weren't rolling. This was all practice. You know, he was practicing a scene, and for him to do that, he had and check this out. There's only one bullet in the gun that had lead in it. What are the chances of that one bullet being the one that gets fired upon and hitting a woman? Think about the chances of that happening in a movie scene where there's blanks all over the place. You know, whoever brought that bullet had an intent. And think about all the steps that Alec Baldwin had to take. I mean, when you fire a gun, you see a trajectory and it goes in a straight line. And this thing hit this poor woman right in the stomach. Bullseye. What the hell was he doing pointing this gun at this woman?
Well, okay. And I'm not trying to take away from your theory, but the lady was a cinematographer.
Correct.
So she was shooting a scene.
Correct.
And so even whenever they shoot scenes,
she was shooting a scene. She was preparing to shoot.
Right.
A scene.
Well, no, which means practicing. So usually what they do is they frame the shot, and typically, if you've seen a lot of movies, people shoot the guns at the camera because that's part of the scene. So like you said, like perfect instances, like in Tombstone, whenever whenever you see Kurt Russell walking through the hail of bullets, he's firing guns and it looks like he's firing directly at you, because that's part of the dramatic part of the shot. So even in practice, method actors or just actors will discharge these things because they basically think that they're cap guns. It's part of the workup to finalizing the scene. So while I get what you're saying, and the insidiousness, I don't think really falls into Alec Baldwin because. Well, he's just a person actor.
Because he played a funny guy, right? In
no. I just think I think he's just an actor. I think he's just an asshole, whether he's good or bad. I mean, the guy was, he screamed about his kids. The guy was a dick partially too. I joke when I say he's a saint, allegedly, but in the end, he's firing the gun at a person who's practicing and framing a shot. That's not unheard of. Now, in regards to the actual usage of the weapon, of course, I mean, if he's got it leveled at a person close to him, it's gonna hit that person. And honestly, the way that I don't know if you've ever fired a weapon with blanks. It's just like the real fucking thing. You have no idea. I mean, except for the damage that you see cross range. So you could fire a blank and think, holy shit, it's just as loud. There's almost a kickback sometimes. And at the same time, the round spent, this is different because the round spent isn't expelled out of a 6-shooter. It's not expelled until you clear the revolver chamber itself. So you can't really look at the bullet that you've just popped out, and not like you could anyways. If you're firing a semi-automatic hand weapon, it fires, the ejector shoots it usually quite a bit farther away. So, but these are all hallmarks of just an accident. Now, had you told me like Alec Baldwin loaded the gun himself, okay, something funky.
We don't know that yet,
right? And if that comes out, then yeah, that's definitely something going on.
See, we don't know that yet.
From what you're laying out, it just sounds like a fucking, these guys are paid to pretend. Okay, so it's a bunch of kids. It's like playing cowboys and Indians in the backyard, and Indians, Native Americans, whatever, So it's Indians. Like playing that fucking game, right? And here I go, pow pow, and all of a sudden you're fucking dead. That's how ludicrous it is. It's grown-ups pretending to do stuff. And unfortunately, they, in order to make it look better, they decide to use these blanks, which, in the end should be stupid.
If I wanted to kill somebody, can I just take them to a movie set and shoot them and say, "Oh my God, I thought it was a prop"?
Okay, well,
can I do that,
dude? I mean, there's a much easier way.
Right? Is it an accident?
Yeah, there's much easier ways to do that, right? I mean, Alec Baldwin has a fuck ton of money. He could hire somebody.
It's not that much.
He could hire someone to murk this cinematographer. I mean, come on. I get you. And
okay, let me tell you something.
I understand you're angry because he made fun of Trump and stuff. And that's okay.
Dude. I'm angry because
bro,
he's getting the assumption that it's an accident.
It is a fucking
it hasn't been declared one yet.
It's an accident, dude. It's an accident.
No. Anyway, here's another thing. You don't think Alec Baldwin can't shoot somebody because he's a comedian, everyone loves him. Think about Naked Gun.
Great.
Think about O.J. Simpson.
Even better.
Do you think that O.J. Simpson would have murdered Nicole Brown Simpson when you were watching him on Naked Gun? No.
Hell yeah, I did.
No.
He was a shitty actor. Second,
he was all right.
He's still shit. No, what are you talking about?
I mean, it was a comedy. So
dude, he was shitty actor already. No, dude, Alec Baldwin is a trained professional. All right, it's a different game. Okay, if he was gonna kill someone, it would have been during The Departed. It wouldn't have been during this fucking cowboy movie. Okay,
out in the middle of nowhere.
Come on.
You get a very inexperienced armor.
Do you smoke?
Hey,
do you smoke? You don't fucking smoke. You're one of those fucking health nuts. Go fuck yourself. I mean, come on. These are classic lines. That's fucking Departed, dude. When he's offering the cigarette to Matt Damon, hey, you smoke? You don't smoke? You're one of those fucking health nuts. Go fuck yourself. These are fucking brilliant lines. That's not the lines of it. It doesn't make any sense. I think unfortunately there were issues with armor, and a lot of times blanks look like real bullets, and it's gross negligence. That's
what
all.
What were real bullets doing in the set anyway, right?
Well, no. There's actually been talk that earlier in the morning, the prop guys and some other people had been taking the old guns out and shooting them.
I've heard that too, but that hasn't really materialized. They haven't really come up with real proof of that yet.
Well, I think it's all under investigation in the end. I mean, they will find who the gross negligence is, but I don't think a douchebag actor really intended to kill anybody. And if he did, it would do it some other way. It's just too public. It's too silly.
I need to take you to this really cool movie ranch, Ben. It's really awesome. You're gonna love it. We can pretend.
But you're not a douchebag actor.
We can pretend to be. I'll be the cowboy. You be the Indian.
Oh, I knew it. Fucking cancel him. You and fucking Dave Chappelle right next to each other.
And then we'll just pretend. All right. Get your shit together. Get your affairs in order. I mean, your luggage together. Oh
boy, I knew it. I know, and this is how Trumpers handle a real life. But moving on. You know who else needs to be canceled? I guess not really canceled, but is dealing with his own cancel of the attempted woke mod is Mr. Aaron Rodgers, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God.
Fuck. Well, okay. So to set the stage, Aaron Rodgers got positive for COVID. And somehow within the aspects of this whole situation, it comes out that he actually never was inoculated or got a vaccine for COVID, even though he had said that he had already been immunized. But to be fair, he does have some type of allergies to some of the components in the shots. And I think also he was planning on having a family or some point. So there were several things that went into it. So Aaron Rodgers caught a big fat lie, losing sponsorships left and right.
But why?
Well, right, exactly. But why?
But why? It's his medical information. That's his own personal.
That's true.
It's his personal choice.
It's privacy.
Yeah, not to take this shot. Yep. It's not mandated.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if Caitlyn Jenner said that she got her pee-pee chopped off, and then next day, a couple of days later, someone takes a picture of her and you clearly see it, would she be canceled?
No, she's crazy.
It's the best scenario,
right? It is. But fucking think about it. Like if she got her pee-pee cut off, and next thing you know, she goes out, takes a piss, and like, whoa, what's that? I thought you got it chopped off. Guess what? I mean, what would she be canceled? Would it's one of those situations where, unfortunately, I just think that I don't think he necessarily should be canceled. I also think that it's medical privacy. Why has it become such a thing? Like I have never freely shared most of my medical history or any of my medical history, to be quite frank, with a lot of people. That's not something I want to give away.
Yeah, especially your employers and the public. I mean, you don't want that out.
Well, no, I mean, being in the medical field, that's something we signed up for. I mean, that's reality. We signed up for it. We had to be inoculated against everything all the time because that's what we signed up for. That's just our responsibility. No, you did.
I signed up for freedom, personal liberty, justice.
Well, you signed up for the wrong job because we're in medicine, and guess what? That goes out the window because we do swear upon an oath, and that is what we do. And if you can't deal with that, then we can't be medical professionals. Then
the oath is something you say to graduate, man. It's
no. The oath is something that we live by. It's a creed we believe in, and that is how it goes. And if you cannot,
it's not legally binding. It's if you break the oath, it's not illegal. It's just frowned upon. You're fine.
Medicine is greater than ourselves, and we must remember that. So that is why, as being a medical professional, is something we must do. But anyways. So Aaron Rodgers lied, but I'm saying that he's not getting hit up as much because he's Mr. Well-read, slick back hair, kind of is part of the movement. So what do y'all think? Do you think he's getting torched as bad as other people have been for this vaccine?
I don't think he's being torched at all. I don't think.
Well, no, but do you think he's being torched as bad?
Oh, dude,
like news-wise.
Guess what? If he were taking ivermectin,
right? Oh, he did
up there with. He'd be up there with Joe Rogan.
No, he did. He actually said he got the advice from Joe Rogan.
Here's the thing, though. Okay,
he literally did. He said that his friend Joe Rogan told him to take ivermectin. He did.
But that's fine. He's allowed to take ivermectin. He should if he wants to. But that's what he wants in his body.
It is his right. No, it is.
It's right. It doesn't do anything, but
that's okay. That's okay.
It does absolutely nothing. So for everyone out there, it does nothing. It literally does nothing.
He could take a blister vitamin for COVID. Okay, that's his. It
does nothing. If you you know what? You could take a jar of horse piss, and guess what? It does the same as ivermectin. It does nothing.
No, it does do something. It gets the worms out of your horse heart.
It's so fucking stupid.
People.
This is the one that I just don't understand. Ivermectin does jack shit. Okay. If I piss on a fly and kill it, it does not mean my piss is anti-fly killer, right? Ivermectin works in a way that it attacks inflammation, but so does every other drug. So does ibuprofen. So does everything else. It's just a dumb ass concept. And it's just like some stupid fuckface picked up this concept. Ivermectin does nothing. Look at all the fucking papers. But no, people want to hold on to it like it's something. Monoclonal antibodies, different game. Not going to say that shit works, but it's $50,000 per infusion. Is America really prepared for that? Are we prepared to pay $50,000 for every person?
Fucking take ivermectin for $10. You're done.
Ivermectin doesn't fucking work.
It's okay. It's all mental. All right.
It works mental. It's the placebo effect.
Yeah. You see $49,990.
And that is why Rick is not a medical ethicist, because he's just like, fucking give it to him. Double the price, make some fucking thing.
If that lady wants to give out like devil sperm or whatever from Houston, fucking let her do that shit. Okay.
Devil sperm.
It's the same thing.
It's always a devil sperm.
If someone decides to take that double sperm for COVID, that's fine with me. Okay. that's not for me to judge. That's not for me to chastise or cancel over.
Could you imagine the STDs and devil sperm?
Just go and do your thing. Anyway.
Imagine getting herpes from devil sperm. Well, you know who else isn't getting it? We're just moving on, because we got a couple we got to hit before we hit the break. You know who else is probably definitely not going to get devil sperm at all is Big Bird, but he sure as fuck threw some shade at Ted Cruz there. What do you guys think of that?
What happened?
So apparently, I think Big Bird mentioned getting a vaccination. So our illustrious senator, fucking Ted fucking Cruz, what a fucking numbnuts. Anyways, basically he talked shit and said, "Oh, we got Big Bird fucking indoctrinating, the kids." Fuck Big Bird, kind of talking shit. And so basically he tweeted at fucking Big Bird, "Government propaganda for your 5-year-old. Twitter.com, Big Bird status." Big Bird hit him back, said, "Ted can't tell you how to get to Sesame Street, but he can tell you how to fly to Cancun." That's a pretty good zinger from fucking Big Bird.
That's a fucking great zinger.
It's a great fuck. You know what? And I'm gonna have to go off on this for a second. Fuck you, Ted Cruz. Don't fuck with Big Bird, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Is that Big Bird's actual Twitter?
Yes, that's his actual Big Bird.
Or you said his. What is Big Bird?
Big Bird's a fucking dude, bro.
I don't think anybody's decided that.
I have. Big Bird's a fucking big dick player. All right, dude. Big Bird he runs Sesame Street. Come on, dude. He's like the Uncle Paulie of Sesame Street. He's got this shit.
Well, yeah. I mean, Big Bird's definitely Big Bird's kind of.
Why do you talk shit to Big Bird? Why do you talk shit to Big Bird though? Like, it's like Ted Cruz. These motherfuckers, they just don't. It's like they're gonna talk shit to anyone and everything. It's so fucking stupid. It's like, oh, fucking Big Bird's fucking vaccinated. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Ted Cruz?
It's like he's gonna tell all the kids, like, "Did you know, kids, that Big Bird's just a fucking puppet?" And it's right.
Let's attack Figment characters, okay? Let's just do that and just to stroke our unvaccinated dicks out there.
It's Santa Claus is gonna be like, "Come on, kids, get on my lap and get vaccinated."
And Ted Cruz is like, "Oh,
Santa Claus, he's not real."
Christ, I mean, what the fuck? I mean, it's fucking Big Bird, Ted Cruz. Pump the brakes, right? Why don't you worry about, like, I don't know, important things that senators are supposed to worry about instead of like trying to fucking everyone. Okay, first off, Ted Cruz is vaccinated. His whole family's vaccinated.
Right.
But he's going to talk shit about someone talking about that. He's one of the first ones to get it.
As I was about to say, he was like, he probably was the first.
He's on the vaccination dick hard, bro. We all know he has these weird unbridled passions for fucking Mr. Hands. So in the end, this fucking dude just went off and Big Bird, you dog shit. First off, it's a Figment character. Second off, he's a fucking jerk off.
Like fictional?
Yeah, fictional, whatever the fuck the word is. It's one of those fucking words, you know?
Yeah.
So in the end, here we go. Another display of why Ted Cruz is a stuff douchebag. You know what? Fuck you, Ted. If Big Bird wants to get vaccinated, let him be vaccinated. Why are you talking shit? If you're such a proponent of freedom and choice, well, unless you're a chick, then just shut the fuck up, right? But no, because it's not his choice. See, everyone acts like they want people to have a choice, but they really don't. Even though Ted Cruz chose to get a vaccine for his whole family.
His grievance was that Big Bird was telling kids to get vaccinated.
So that's freedom.
That was his grievance.
That's Sesame Street. That's his block. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
if Big Bird's on Sesame
real.
Street, that's his block. Right, exactly. We're talking about a Figment character and someone's talking shit.
And I think he was more addressing the staff at
No,
Sesame
bro. He referred to Big Bird's fucking tweet itself. Okay. So no, he wasn't. He didn't go, "Hey, the staff of Sesame Street, go fuck yourselves." I can maybe somewhat respect that. No, he talked to Big Bird directly, and his reply was a direct to Big Bird's status of being vaccinated.
Yeah, but I guess his grievance was telling that to kids.
No, his grievance is that he has a small penis and that his family hates him. Okay, and that
really.
that facial hair he has looks like dog shit, and he's not a real Texan. So that's his grievance. That's all of his grievances, all wrapped up into one ball of shit that is known as Ted Cruz.
Did you just take away his Hispanic card too?
You know what? I don't even want to. I don't talk about that. I never say, "Hey, we are who we are," right? I'm not going to take that away from him because he still can be that. There's plenty of assholes in every color. He just happens to be an asshole that's not. Well, it's not really my team. I mean, he's fucking Cubano, so I mean. I'm fucking Mexican, so it's a whole different word. So I don't play that Hispanic bullshit. But in the end, Ted Cruz wasting taxpayer time to talk shit about Big Bird.
It wasn't taxpayer time. I'm sure he did it in his house.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. I bet on his government issue phone, he tweeted that.
Maybe.
Or his government issue computer. Or his government, because his government pays for the internet that he uses. And the government pays for everything else he does.
Let me ask a question here. So is Sesame Street because they're on it's on PBS, right?
Didn't they sell out to HBO or something? I don't remember.
I don't know. That's what I was getting at is like Sesame Street would then be a private business, would it not?
Let me double check if hold on. And even hold on. So Sesame
should they not be granted the liberties to
sell the COVID vaccine to kids? I don't know, man.
Yeah,
that's just wrong.
I mean,
you're more likely to die from the vaccine than the COVID of your kid.
No, I mean it's still part of the PBS thing. Hold on. So
are we really? Is that just by name, or is that actually coming out of?
I'm looking at it. So
this is a silly question that like
people keep asking.
I'm this old, and I have no idea how PBS works. I don't know if that's just the.
Well, okay. Wow. So Sesame Street, this is the actual answer. Sesame Street is owned and produced by Sesame Workshop. HBO commissions the series, paying for the first airing rights, but the only thing they own is the right to air the series exclusively for the first 9 months after an episode is released. After that time, broadcasters like PBS in the United States, Treehouse TV in Canada, et cetera. So it's owned by a corporation, and they have exclusive rights to air initially on HBO. Okay. So it is essentially a private organization that donates the series to public television after 9 months or so. So they are a private corporation. So this isn't even public dime that does this.
Has it always been like that?
No. I believe so. it was a public series, but HBO stepped in to buy them because I think at one point not NPR, but PBS stations were in very, very, very bad financial straits. So there was actually talk of canceling Sesame Street. I think it was like 10 or so years ago. And so someone stepped in and purchased them, which would have sucked, to lose Sesame Street.
So who has the rights to, wasn't Bob Ross on PBS?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, well, he was on a public access channel that I think picked up through PBS. Oh, okay. Yes, through PBS. Oh, okay. So, but in the end, this is just another waste of politicians' time. Let's talk shit to fictional yellowbirds. And another waste of politicians' time would be the infrastructure bill that we just saw go through. What a fucking travesty. I'll even tee it up for you, Rick. You go to work, because I will probably agree with probably 90% of your say, except for like the racist things.
No, it's a piece of shit bill.
It is. Thank you.
It is. It's full of junk. It's not going to do anything for anybody.
Nope.
It's going to line the pockets of everyone.
Nope. Yep.
The squad didn't vote for it. They had to bring in 13 Republicans to do it. Can
you believe that? That was crazy. 13 Republicans defected to, I guess, play a moderate role. And that was sanctioned by the Republicans. That was a very specific number. Yes, it was sanctioned by the Republican Party because this was a deal that was worked out. There was several Republicans that wanted to vote, and that probably showed this solidarity, but they got enough to push the bill through without any problems.
Why is that?
Because I think it's just a money bill. There's a lot of pork in there, so there's like it's extremely stupid numbers. I think one of us like 500 billion for road and bridge repairs. Road and bitch repairs. Gotta fix them bitches. But I think one bridge that they were talking about is like something like $16 billion to repair.
What?
Oh, sweet.
So no, but I'm saying like,
is that the bridge from fucking the US to England?
No, these are relatively normal bridges. So if you think, okay, the average cost to fix a bridge is, anywhere from $1 to $2 billion. That only fixes 500 bridges, folks. There's like 10,000 in the United States.
Yeah, but only 500 need to be fixed.
Right? You know what I'm saying though? And then the rest of it, there's 700 billion that goes to currently existing programs.
Yeah. Oh, man.
It's a fucking travesty. It's a shithole.
It is.
I think they said 2.3 billion to build this supercharger network, which is going to be like one dude, cranking a car battery out in Midland. I mean,
this get chances passes the Senate, man. Unless Mitt.
It's already passed. No, dude, everyone's in on this fucking hag. It's all fucking money, bro. This shit passes with flying colors. Come on, man.
No, Joe Manchin, after what happened in Virginia, I don't think he's willing to risk.
Hey, guess what? Joe Manchin's in on it too, bro. They split the bill up so the social components could be debated on, which means they're not going to go through. But all the spending components that will get all their friends fucking crazy contracts is going through. This is a travesty. It's just another show that Republicans defected to do it, but really it was sanctioned by the GOP. You can't fucking tell me that it wasn't. I could see one or two, not 13. This was sanctioned. This is just another deal of hegemony and pushing off all this bullshit on the American people and basically doing nothing for them.
Yeah,
it's just more corruption in government. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah, there's no reason for it either. I mean, we're already like 23 trillion in debt or whatever.
Oh yeah,
for this shit. There's no reason.
No, there wasn't any reason. Well, I mean, there is reason. Our infrastructure is pretty piss poor. We have some serious problems. No, right. We're not going to fix it. Someone's going to get really rich, but the bridges are still going to be falling apart. The roads are going to be falling apart. Little Timmy can't get broadband. I mean, it's part of the reality.
It's like when 290 was being fixed here in Houston. How long did that shit take, man? How many contracts did they go through?
10, 15 years.
I know.
Oh, fuck that, dude. The east side. So in Houston, there was a connection between the east side of downtown. So I started driving when I was 16.
From Baytown.
From the east side. So from Channelview. I started driving at 16 from there to the other side of town, Bel Air. And I-10, you could usually take it straight through, which you can now. They closed it in 96 and said, we'll be ready winter of 98. I didn't drive that until after I graduated pharmacy school, when it was officially completed.
2008.
10 fucking, 12 years for me to fucking not have to take 59 or 45 or take some off-ass route, 610 to loop back around to get through from I-10 East somewhere. So that was part of the, that's part of that corruption, that the issues. It took 12 years to build a fucking connector, right? It's one freeway. This isn't like 30 miles. It was literally 500 fucking feet of connecting two roads. It took 12 years. So yeah, I don't have a lot of fucking hope for this, man. It looks shitty. They did throw it. They're not even doing the fucking they took out everything that mattered for normal Americans.
Oh, you like the free childcare?
Well, the paid leave act, the free childcare, the free community college for everybody. They just took it all out.
Yeah, of course.
Of course,
they don't give a shit about people. Come on.
No, they don't. They don't. And if you're a Democrat listening to this and you think Joe Biden's worth anything, he's not. He's a piece of shit. I voted for him because I just couldn't take any more Trump.
Mean tweets. Oh,
huh? No,
couldn't take any more mean tweets.
I couldn't take the. I couldn't take the Nazi regime. I mean, we were 2 weeks away from burning books and goose stepping, so I couldn't watch that happen either. But the sad thing is the elitism of the Democratic Party is what has destroyed it. If we all be honest, the person that should be sitting in that office right now was wearing mitts on Inauguration Day, sitting with his legs crossed. It should have been
AOC
Bernie.
would have been vice president, man. Come on.
AOC wouldn't have been vice president. He was smart. He had no. He was on line up somebody from the South. He was smart, or possibly Cory Booker. It could have been a very solid ticket that had a moderate in Cory Booker and a progressive in Bernie Sanders, and Bernie Sanders would have actually taken executive actions. Whereas Biden, the whole, I could go off on this fucking man quite a bit, but quite a bit not time. You know what I'm saying? And just in parting with this particular topic, because we're kind of moving through. It's just another waste, folks. We're fucked.
It's a Portugal's bill. That's what it is.
Yep. $1.2 trillion that we will never get back. Nothing will change. Nothing's ever going to change. Your public leaders will espouse about how it did something, and in reality, it did nothing. And they took your money and they ran off with it. And it's because an elitist party system that is taking away your rights every day. So that's fucked up, man.
Nice. Well, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And then we finally agree on something. See?
I know, right? I know. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I really thought for a little bit he would at least use some executive power to do something like the student loans and shit. But you did hear about that report, right?
Which one?
So the Attorney General's office actually looked into the legality, because it was requested not by Biden but by other parts of the government, by Congress, to look into the legality of him actually canceling student loans.
Can he do it?
100%.
Wow.
Does not need congressional support. Doesn't need anything. He could literally tomorrow, after he shits his pants and forgets where he is, could stumble onto stage and say all student loans are forgiven. And there is nothing anyone can do constitutionally or legally to stop that.
Well, I hope he doesn't cancel student loans.
I hope he does. I hope
no, because I paid mine already.
So
I am now probably a few $100,000 poor because I paid off my student loans.
We should watch. No, we should be careful. And I paid a substantial amount of mine, a lot of mine. But I'm not going to hold it against people, because I think we need to be looking for the betterment of society. But that's always going to be a difference. That's a difference that I think we'll always have.
Here's the thing.
It's always a difference we have. That's always going to be our difference in opinion.
You, me, doctors, and whatever. We make we're probably the top 12%, top 15% of income earners in the country.
Right.
Okay. You're asking the other 85% below us to pay our student loans.
Yeah.
Do you know how student loan forgiveness? They're not going to ask the other 85 bottom people to pay our loans. They're going to ask the top 15% owners to pay off student loans for everybody else. Well, so you're going to get taxed more.
I would believe what you're saying, except for the fact that most student loans have interest.
Yeah.
And to be quite honest with you, most people that have redone their student loans did it on longer term payment plans. And to be quite honest with you, they've already paid their interest in full plus some of the original amount. But because of the compounding access, because of the compounding interest, the way that it works out with the student loans, they haven't even dented their principal yet, but they've already paid more than it already. So I would go with that, except for the way the student loans accrue interest and how they accrue amounts. So I'd have to disagree with that. Now, if they come back and said, hey, look, everyone, that we're no longer going to charge interest on student loans. This is no longer a business, but rather you just pay the money back how much you owe. That's reality, right? There has to be something done, but no one wants to do anything because in reality, it's still just another business.
I mean, if they canceled interest, that's a whole different story.
Right.
Because people just pay back their
exactly.
Principal.
Right. You don't have to, but do something, right? Do something. Yeah. Stop the cycle. Stop it. But we're not going to. We're not doing shit. And that's what this president's not doing. He's not doing shit.
We need student loan reform too. I mean, we need to teach these kids what they're getting themselves into.
Oh no, so. I think they need to have I think there needs to be a fucking when you go and buy a car, let's say you want to go buy a Honda Civic, they're not going to give you a loan for a Ferrari. They're not going to give you a $295,000 loan for a Honda Civic. They're going to give you a $30,000 loan because that's how much a Honda Civic's worth. Well, if you want to fucking get a degree in sociology, you're going to be given max $30,000. And colleges, exactly. And colleges are going to have to acculturate to that. Because degrees shouldn't cost more than that.
Oh, yeah.
For this particular, but if you're going to be a brain surgeon, hey, the checkbook opens up. You are the worthwhile investment monetarily for that particular thing. But not for sociology, not for these ITT type tech programs, which thank God a lot of those have been forgiven. Huh?
Feminist studies.
Oh boy. But you know what I'm saying? I just think that those things, but they're not going to be evaluated. It's just going to be this potential bullshit system. But at least we know in Portugal, your boss can't text you after work hours. What do you think of that?
It's pretty big.
Crazy.
Well, first of all, do you think that this is going to be, with COVID, right? You got a larger percentage of people working, a massively larger percentage of people working from home. So there's no real blueprint, right? So it's good to see that there are places, Portugal being the leader, to come up with rules.
Right.
Now the first, the big headline is boss can't text you after work. I'm just kind of like, that ain't gonna happen. Well,
Benji,
you know what I mean? There's certain jobs where that's
you run a large operation, Benji, without getting too much into what you do, but you run a pretty large operation.
Right.
Can you see that working out in real life?
No.
But it should be though. It should, once you clock out, you're done. The thing about the Portugal bill, though, it states that, okay, you can text them, but you're still fucking paying them. So if you want to, if they believe in the organization, they need to have you on call, then you're still on the clock. And then, of course, you can go back to work because you're essentially getting paid 24/7. Well, that's the truth.
It's kind of what a salary is, though.
No. But beyond that, see, that's the abuse of the salary. That's the abuse of the work from home situation. So Portugal is trying to get rid of that. You'll be paid overtime essentially, which would be dope. I mean, imagine you go home, someone tries to fuck with you. Oh, okay. Well, I'm on call, so I'm getting paid while I'm at home, for real, plus time.
The salary system is stupid, man.
Oh, the salary system is abuse.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, it's abuse to a different level. Nope. It is. It's abuse to a different fucking level. It is gross.
Yeah, I don't ever want to be salaried.
Nope. Dude, they moved me. So I was salary when I first started where I'm at. Now I'm hourly. I fucking love it. Every minute over is fucking time and a half, dude. And I'm a happy camper. I mean, but that's the way it should be, right? I mean, salary is just another way of we're just gonna pay you but if you work less, it sure as fuck ain't gonna pay you. They're gonna fire you.
Damn.
Think about it. It's true. But if you work more, you're not getting paid more. But if you work less, we're gonna fucking fire you. It's fucking that joke.
Salary is they're like, we'll give you money and you're a bitch forever.
Yeah.
24/7.
God.
7 days a week. Yeah.
I might be a little aggressive on the bitch part.
Yeah.
No, dude. It's true. You are their bitch.
I was their bitch too. I ain't gonna lie, but that's how it goes, right? But that I think that concept of salary just we're gonna pay you $45,000 a year and you're gonna work until the job's done. Well, wait, hold on a second.
Can I get salary plus tips? I mean, is that okay?
Oh God. Don't get me started on tips. Don't get me started on tips. I'm so fucking sick of hearing how restaurants are folding left and right. You know what?
Yeah.
You fucking get back to me when you pay your fucking workers minimum wage. And instead of relying on your customers to make up for your fucking wages. And you're gonna fucking cry like a little baby because your shit fucking closes. Fuck you. Pay your fucking workers for real. Then let me tip them. You know, you go to Europe, nobody fucking tips. They look at you like you're fucking stupid. Sure? Yes. Go to France. Go to anywhere. Yeah, dude. Every time I've been, dude, they don't tip.
Are you
Why?
Sure?
Yes. All their workers are paid a wage. We, for some reason, have decided that we're going to be the corporate welfare for restaurants. You go to Chez La Poupou, some fucking, howdy toddy fucking restaurant that you blow $300 for, a couple of fucking lamb shanks and some fucking Cavassier. And guess what? Doesn't fucking matter. They're still paying their fucking waiters $2.15 an hour.
Yeah, but what if you have a couple of slow days and you can't pay your people?
Fuck off. Figure it out, bro. Do takeout. Do takeout. Open a window washing service. No, pay your workers. This corporate welfare in this country is fucking out of control.
It's not corporate welfare.
It is corporate welfare.
We just tip them.
No, you don't need to. Why should I have to tip someone? Why? That's your fucking worker. You tip them. You pay those motherfuckers. You don't fucking. Why do I have to pay them more? Why?
Because I need to pay $25 for a steak. That's why.
No, it's fucking horseshit. It's fucking.
If the service is good, I will give them some extra money.
No, you won't, you cheap bastard. You're gonna give them like fucking. Dude, it's fucking bullshit. It's bullshit. No. Why do I have to pay a company's wages?
Because they're not going to pay $32 for a steak instead of $25. That's why.
Guess what? Yeah, right. You know what? I'd rather it be built in just like every other fucking thing we do.
And then, you know what happens? You eat at home more. You don't go to the restaurants. So
good.
You just fucked everyone over.
Good. Guess what?
Yeah.
Hate to break it to you. Doing it already. Shit's getting expensive. Shit's getting wild out there. So you know what? Pay your fucking workers real wages, and I don't want to hear them crying like, "And shutter my doors." And,
that's right.
Well, guess what? If you fucking actually had a real business model that was successful, and you could pay your workers, and you could actually put money away, like every other business has to, then you would have survived. You would have been able to innovate. But guess what? You didn't, because you're running a business on such razor slim margins. That's your fucking fault.
We need Greg Abbott to bail out restaurants here in Texas.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what we need to do.
Here it comes. Anyway. Oh, now you know what? You guys and your fucking bailouts. Anyways, probably need to fucking get ready for a break here. I think Ben's about to fucking like murk us. I think what tunes are you gonna put on, B?
We'll go a little Jeremy Masters for the interlude here.
Interlude.
And yeah, it is about that time. It's all right. It's all good. There's no set specific time we have to break, but yeah, we did go a little long, but that's okay. Yeah. We got a couple things for the party in the back, so stay tuned for that. Unless y'all got anything to add.
No, I think we ran through
forever hold your peace. Yeah, we went a little long on the first half, or it's not even half at that point, the first part. So anyway, we'll see you in a couple.
Did you get it?
And we're back. Second half underway. And so last week, I believe it was, we touched on had a little shenanigans there in the break. We're just still sorting out a little bit. So bear with us on the background chatter. But last week we had mentioned that after almost an entire calendar year, news reports came out that the jetpack man over LAX, Los Angeles airport, turned out to be at least what they thought was not the exciting possibilities of a human being in a jetpack, but none other than the fucking Halloween decoration balloon that had somehow got up that high and was somehow fucking mistaken for a guy in a jetpack. Anyway, so right on the heels of that announcement, we find out that just right after the big climate change summit, is it COP26? Is that the number?
Yeah,
20. Okay, right after that, there's another sighting in the old skies of Glasgow where this convention took place, and what looks like to be, I don't know, there's some are saying it's a balloon, Ben, some are saying it's a humanoid figure. I don't know, honestly. I think it's just funny. I don't really think this is anything. I don't know what the fuck it could be, but it's funny though. What I find fun,
it's the second coming of Trump, I think.
Oh, maybe
he's in the sky
all the way in Scotland.
Hovering. Yeah, he could do that. Anyway, I'm just saying.
He's on his way. Maybe it's Santa Claus getting an early start.
What? Oh boy.
Yeah, it's Santa Claus. But anyway, what I find funny is just, I don't know.
It's magical.
Balloons floating in the sky.
What?
Is this a leftover Halloween decoration too?
No.
Like how the fuck, answer me this. How the fuck has this never been an issue?
Right.
And I'm going to go deeper with this. So this sounds like kind of a funny story on the surface, but how many times has this ever been in the news to where, I mean, aside from all kinds of fucking crazy UFO sightings, right? I mean, those are all over the place.
Right.
But these big national news, I just find it odd, dude, that like that's what get pushed to the forefront. The timeliness of it, just, I don't know, man.
It's weird that it's been happening a lot though.
It just
everything
seems,
from like what is it, Rocket Man in LA?
Rocket Man.
This sighting you got, we talked about another one last week. I don't know what's going on. It's just been happening very recently. You think?
You know what I think it is? You know what I think it is? I think it's like the coverage, like the media's way of getting ahead of the narrative and like being able to control it. So you throw enough kind of bullshit out there that are like, that silly old thing. That's fucking Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas up in the friendly skies.
Bro, it's fucking Pumpkin Jack, homie.
I swear to God, it's
represent.
I've never seen the movie, but I know
the Pumpkin
in the article
King.
I read,
Pumpkin King.
You sure not the Goblin King from Labyrinth?
No, it's not Goblin.
David Bowie.
That's Dance, baby, dance, magic dance.
Hell yeah!
Labyrinth was a shit though, man. I remember watching it as a kid.
Dude, that's the fucking
greatest stuff.
Yeah, it was not. I mean, you did see Hago kind of piss, but like, great movie. Fucking amazing movie. You know what was?
It was an amazing movie, right?
You know that part where she drops and all the hands come out?
Yeah. That was
and
real.
They start
people
talking. Dude, that was fucking intense.
You know,
that was cool.
They successfully mixed a Muppet movie with real life. With a real life cast, and they did it really nice. Anyway,
and it fucking had David Bowie.
Yeah, dude, you know anything at David Bowie's tits.
Shit, yeah, dude. I saw. I don't know if you were with me, Ben, but like,
I probably was.
I watched the behind the scenes of it.
Yes, I was with you.
Like it. I don't want to say that recently, but I mean within the last maybe 10 years, I guess.
Oh no, it's longer. I thought we had watched that.
Was it longer?
I thought we watched that at Bunker Hill.
Bunker Hill.
Your old apartments off of Bunker. You know the old apartments off of I-10. You know, with the dude that would pray. The African dude.
Oh no, that wasn't Bunker. That was like off of TC Jester.
TC Jester. I meant TC Jester. I thought we watched it there.
It probably was.
We were on substances.
Yeah, yeah. That was also the same apartment where I came up with the fucking
allegedly
allegedly came up with the opera. I was
supposedly still waiting. We're waiting on you.
Got to finish it.
Going to perform it.
We're got to finish it. But nonetheless, it was pretty astounding to watch how that was put together and the puppets and shit. And
it's fucking awesome.
It was a great viewing while being stoned out of your head.
Yeah, allegedly.
It really was allegedly, but it was.
But so what do y'all think this fucking weird humanoid or balloon, whatever the fuck it is in the sky? You see it in Glasgow, you see it in LA. You know, I even throw in something just to fuck with everyone a little bit. You see it a little bit in New Jersey. You know, you see the Mothman out there, the Jersey Devil. You know, you see like these weird kind of things flying in the sky. Well, I know the one that the LA pilot saw was more of a jetpack man. There's almost a kind of a weird, there's so weird either hallucination or there's actually something out there fucking flying around in a human shape. And it is pretty funny how we keep trying to blame it on balloons, right? I mean,
ever since the fucking 40s.
Yeah, exactly. We keep blaming everything on balloons. Apparently balloons are the single cause of everything. Right.
Apparently, there's a shit ton of balloons out there too.
I mean, you guys see what Travis Scott. Travis Scott's gonna blame it on balloons. He's gonna say, "Oh, when they released the balloons, it just caused the frenzy." You know, I mean, everything's a balloon. You know, Trump lost the election. There just wasn't enough balloons. There's always something. There's always something with balloons, man. These fucking balloons. They fucking shape weird. You know, they float, they don't float, depending on what gas you use, and it's just a menagerie of shit.
I think fucking balloons. I think it's all. Here's what I think it is. I think it's smoke and mirrors. I think they're really military. Or you know what it is? Not military.
I don't think so.
It's not military. I'm changing my mind. Ooh, right on the spot.
Change it.
I think it's new shit that like Amazon and Bezos and Zuckerberg are launching to create the meta. Like there's going to be for the metaverse to take place. There's going to be all these like, so satellites aren't good enough because they're like in orbit. There's going to be shit floating around, you know, to bounce signals off of, or to fucking hook up the Wi-Fi, or not hook up with that Wi-Fi, but I think eventually there's going to be, they're just getting us ready. They're just getting our you know what I mean? Just getting
us all wetting our beaks.
They're wetting our beaks. That was the term I was looking for, or the phrase I was looking for. They're wetting our beaks so we can get used to that shit. They're like, yeah, there's fucking a guy flying a jetpack over it. That's not a jetpack, but why are you worried about it anyway? It's no big deal. Blah, blah, blah. And so all of a sudden, 2025 comes around. There's shit all over the fucking place all the time. And it's just something we're going to have to get used to.
Yep.
How about that? How about that for a fucking theory?
I like that fucking theory. I like it a lot.
It's not bad.
I think we got some shit. I do really think that something's happening though. If you see consistently something crazy happening over and over again, it's really not crazy anymore. So something's definitely happening in the skies, right? Something's going on, and we keep using the same lame ass excuse to explain it. So I don't know. Could it be like a alien? Could it be some crazy jetpack person? Could it be
it's just a balloon?
New technology.
I think it's a balloon. I think it is a balloon.
I don't fucking think it's a balloon, bro.
I think so.
How many times are you gonna see the same balloon? You can only cry wolf how many times, right? Something's out there.
Apparently a lot.
No shit. But I don't know. I'm still gonna stick with it. Something, I don't know. I keep thinking it's that interdimensional shit. I think we're just seeing like glimpses of another fucking dimension. That's what all this shit is, from ghosts to everything. We just see glimpses of another dimension that's parallel to ours, and somehow shit bleeds through.
Yeah, no, I believe that too. But what I also believe is that the manipulation of the media is a real strategy when it comes to covering things up. And what I mean by that is, I mean, that's obvious, but what I'm getting at is So you throw stories out there, right, to sort of curtail whatever wave could possibly happen of public speculation or questioning. As soon as it comes up and it's like, oh shit, like, how do we explain this? Immediately throw boop, 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 like make it a fringe thing immediately. So it's almost like a virus that gets like, whoop, like it gets separated, separated, factored in over here. It's this, dismiss it, blah, blah, blah. Or, okay, maybe you think this, maybe you think that. But the general public, like the big percentage, they're just like, okay, whatever. Oh, they said it was a fucking.
Oh,
are we? Yeah, what do you want?
I don't even know what's going on here.
I'm thinking about venturing in the mountains of Oregon now.
I don't even know what's happening. Oh, sorry, Deworm. That was weird. No, I pulled. That was crazy.
Oh my God, what were we doing?
What are you doing over there?
No, yeah, wilderness porn. The wilderness porn as I hike the Oregon Trail. My loins need to be settled. No, sorry guys, that was a snafu. I was checking out. I was actually trying to take another look at our Glasgow person, and a fucking wonderful thing popped up. I thought it was my computer, but it was my phone. Pardon the unprofessionality. But yeah,
what do you guys think? Yeah, another good show.
Yeah. I think we had a very good show, as always.
We had a lot of ground to cover. There was a lot of stories this week.
Yeah, we moved through a lot of shit.
Yeah, Astroworld thing, that was crazy. Anyway,
yeah,
hopefully,
pretty sure it's the hell portal.
Yeah, I think it might be.
It says now we're just agreeing.
Yeah,
I think it's just a hell portal. I think they're just trying to bring new converts over, and it need to spill the blood of 8 virgins in order to open the gates of hell to begin the recoronation of Trump. That's probably what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? Oh, just and not to extend this anymore, but apparently I think you're gonna be right. He's making the inroads to rerun in 24, so that's something we can talk about a little bit next time.
I think so.
It's happening.
I'm afraid though of the collision course with Ron DeSantis.
I'm afraid. Huh?
Yeah,
I'm afraid.
The collision course he's gonna have with Ron DeSantis.
Nah, they're just gonna make out.
No.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be a bunch of like no. It's gonna be a bunch of tongue kissing. It's gonna be pretty hot and heavy between those two, bro.
They'll combine. They'll just run together.
Yeah, they'll run into each other. They're gonna crash into me.
Nice. I watch that.
God damn. The fuck. So
anyway, stupid. And with that,
I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up in a nice little Christmas present you can stick under your tree if you've got it set up yet.
DeSantis gonna stick something.
Oh my God, dude.
Trump and DeSantis are gonna crash into each other. It's gonna be romantic. Oh my God. Hot. Sorry. I see rose petals and candles in their future. Oh shit. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It sounds exciting.
It's kind of exciting.
Sounds beautiful.
I think it is beautiful. I think there's gonna be a lot of love. Those two look like they're gonna kiss a lot. Oh God.
Yeah, that would really throw the public for a loop.
Could you imagine the Republican base if you just see fucking Trump and just swap and spit for like 20 minutes?
God damn.
During like one of Trump's rallies. And then Trump just like spits on his hand and just goes, it's going down.
Damn.
Hey guys,
it's really entertaining himself. Yeah, it is getting a little bit late.
Let's get out of here.
I think we're gonna go ahead. We'll wrap this one up. Maybe we'll continue this next week.
All right.
We should close out this thing to crash.
If I had the rights to it, that'd be appropriate. But with that, we are gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Enjoy the tunes of one young illustrious Mike Tacklebox. And have a great week. Don't let it stress you out too much. Don't go to any fucking concerts.
Keep it real.
Keep it real. Represent. See you next week.
Bye.